Hello and welcome to my YouTube video. I've basically come about this because I was looking into changing my bulbs in my house to something a bit more energy efficient, and I came across these, I don't know how new they are, but to me they're new, the SMD bulbs, which is basically one of these. Now the one there is the usual bulb that you'd find in your spot lamps. This one's 50 watt. The one next to it, the SMD, it actually outputs in the region of about 75 watts in light power. So when you look at it, it would look like a 75 watt bulb, but it only consumes 6 watts. So you end up with the same amount of light, if not maybe a bit more, from only 6 watts of power in comparison to 50 watts. So if you've got a house like mine, which is full of these spot lamp things everywhere, it can get quite expensive for one of these. But if you've got a house full of these, then obviously it's going to be a lot cheaper. And if you've got a house like mine, where the lights seem to be on permanently for some bizarre unknown reason, it's probably even more important. Okay, so what actually happened was I wasn't really sold on what I was told online and what I'd read up about. And like anything, you don't really know until you try it. So I ordered this one. Okay, this one is an SMD 60, which means it's got 60 of these little blocks all over it. The blocks are basically where your light comes from, but the one I ordered, this one, is a white light, so it's kind of like intense and very white, which is probably great if you're trying to light a showroom floor or something, but for your kitchen it's a little bit too much. And when I put it in, my wife didn't like it, so she said she wanted a warmer look, so we ended up going for the same thing, but with the warm setting on it instead. So it looks, you know, more like your normal halogen. I think they're halogen spot lamps that you have in your ceiling. Yeah, so I ended up switching over 4. So I've actually changed 4 of these in my kitchen, and I'm still running 4 of these. My idea is that I'm going to leave these in and these, and see if my wife can tell the difference, because I can't. If anything, maybe the SMD style lamp is actually a bit brighter. So I'm going to flash the camera up. I know it's difficult to tell on these sort of cameras, but to give you an idea. So those 4 there, they're the SMDs. They're 60 SMD. So there's 60 of those little blocks around them giving out light. And if I move to the opposite end of the room, they're the normal spot lamps, like the little halogen type things. As you can see, there's pretty much no difference whatsoever. Like I say, if anything, these do seem a lot brighter than those. But obviously what it really comes down to, like most things in this world, it's cost. And these are a lot cheaper to run. Now don't get me wrong, they're probably a little bit more expensive to buy compared to these, but they last a lot longer. I mean, they're pretty much guaranteed for a lifetime. I think it's something like 50,000 hours, which, you know, average use, that's an astronomical amount of time, and they say that they don't even sort of go completely. You might lose a block here and there, which, to be honest, with that sort of brightness, you're not going to notice it. So it's probably a good bit of discipline around, so you can get an idea of what we're talking about at the back. So you've probably got these in your house, you probably know exactly what they are. I bought this one off of eBay. There's loads and loads and loads of these things on eBay. All I'd advise is to make sure you read the feedback and stuff, because some of them seem to be a better quality than others. Some have a glass on them, some don't. This one doesn't, and to be honest, it's not that necessary to have the glass on it, because they don't really get hot. I'll give you an idea of what I paid. For 4 of them, it cost me £13 delivered. And that is for the 60 SMD, so 60 of those little square things. You can get them in different variations. You can get them with 30 SMDs, which they reckon is about the equivalent of a 65 watt bulb, and you can also get them in, like, I think it's 48, and I've seen them in 72, which, you know, I don't know if anybody really needs that sort of light, especially in your house. Maybe you might want it on a showroom floor. But like I say, for me, I found myself in a situation where I didn't really know whether these things were the real deal and if they give out the sort of light that I wanted, but I'll be honest with you, they're definitely very good. I can't really tell the difference. Like I say, if anything, they do seem a little bit brighter. So my kitchen is pretty well lit up. I would probably say, if anything, the light probably, it kind of feels, this is probably going to sound stupid, but it feels a little bit artificial compared to your normal halogen. Like, I don't know, it's brighter and it lights surfaces more, which is great for a kitchen, but it feels artificial. I mean, if anyone's got any comments to leave at the bottom of this, great, because it'd be nice to hear what you guys think. If you've got any questions, just pop them down as well, because I'm new to this. I'm not a specialist in lights. I don't know anything about these things. I've only learned what I've read up, and I found myself looking on YouTube for a video about them from just a guy who's bought them, and I couldn't find them. All I could find online was videos of people trying to sell them, and obviously they're going to tell you all the great wonders of the world when you see them. But for me, I wanted somebody who just bought them and tried them, and they're what they thought, and I couldn't find that, so I thought I'd put a video up just to let people know that, yeah, that they're good. They're not as they're not a gimmick. They don't seem it anyway. But yeah, it's pretty much one of those. Same amount of light, cheaper to run, probably cheap. It's the same, if not more, to buy. I mean, obviously on eBay it's always going to be cheaper, but I'd imagine when these things hit the shops and stuff, you're going to be looking at paying a lot more money for them because of the amount of time they last for. But yeah, anyway, there's my video. Any questions, feel free to give us a shout. Thank you very much for watching.